I just got off the phone with the Tallahassee Police Department, and they tell me that about 8:37 this morning, multiple people were stabbed outside of Dyke Industries in Tallahassee. They say this incident happened outside of Dyke Industries in between the Coca-Cola plant. I asked about the extent of the injuries of those that were stabbed this morning. The police officer I spoke to declined to comment, only to say that those victims have been transferred to the hospital. I did ask about this suspect. As you mentioned, Poppy, the suspect is currently in custody. I asked if I can get any other details, if this suspect was perhaps an employee of either Dyke Industries or Coca-Cola. The officer I spoke with declined to comment, only to say that more details would be released in the coming hours. But again, just to repeat here, Tallahassee Police Department telling CNN multiple people were stabbed this morning outside of Dyke Industries in Tallahassee.
This just into us here at CNN, iconic oil man and energy executive T. Boone Pickens has died. A family spokesman says that he was surrounded by friends and family and died of natural causes, according to a family spokesman. Pickens is best known as an investor of oil and natural gas, but he gained some fame, certainly for his corporate rating, making bids for Gulf Oil, Phillips Petroleum, and Unocal. Pickens also made a name for himself back in 2008 when he called for a shift away from oil by increasing the use of wind power and natural gas. Pickens is survived by his 5 children, and he was 91 years of age.
A brand new CNN national poll on support for the 2020 Democratic presidential candidates on the eve of the 3rd debate of the primary season in Houston, Texas tomorrow. Among potential Democratic voters, Joe Biden remains in the lead in this poll at 24%, followed by a virtual tie between Senator Elizabeth Warren at 18% and Senator Bernie Sanders with 17%. Those three are the only 3 candidates with double-digit support. Only 3 others have 5% support or more. Senator Kamala Harris with 8%, Mayor Pete Buttigieg at 6%, and former Congressman Beto O'Rourke at 5%. The margin of error is 4.3 percentage points. Compared to CNN's poll in August, Biden is down a little bit while everyone else is up a little bit. CNN political director David Chalian joins me now. And David, where are the candidates, the leading candidates, getting their support from? Who are their voters?
Well, Jake, that Biden lead is being powered in large part, if not entirely, by African-American voters. Take a look at how African-Americans split with this field. Again, among Democratic African-American voters, Biden gets 42%. You see Sanders at 12, Warren at 10. I mean, he's got a 30-point lead with these voters on that score. Take a look at Hispanic voters. It's Sanders who comes out numerically ahead here at 24, Biden at 18, O'Rourke at 14, and you see Warren and Harris rounding out the top 5 among Hispanics. And if you look at white voters among Democrats here, Warren and Biden are basically splitting it. 23% for Warren, 21% for Biden, then Sanders at 15. So those African-American voters are critical for Joe Biden.
We've seen Democratic voters say in polls that electability is more important to them than finding a candidate they agree with on most issues. What does this poll show about who they think is most electable?
Yeah, that is a majority position for Democrats, Jake. 55%, if you look here, of Democrats say the strong chance of beating Donald Trump is what they're looking for in a candidate. Just 39% say they're looking for somebody who shares their position on the issues. Among that 55%, the ones who want a Trump defeater, if you will, take a look at this. Elizabeth Warren on the rise. Last month among this group, she was at 15. Now she's all the way up at 21. You see that Joe Biden is on the decline here, and Bernie Sanders a little bit on the decline. This is really important. Elizabeth Warren making some strides, Jake, on the electability score.
Sources telling CNN that in recent weeks, prosecutors with the New York District Attorney's Office have interviewed Michael Cohen, President Trump's former fixer and personal attorney. The investigation is looking into whether the Trump organization broke any state laws by falsifying business records. CNN's Kara Scannell joins me now live with this exclusive reporting. Kara, what are you learning?
Well, Jake, that's right. So investigators with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office early last month, went to Otisville, the federal prison camp where Michael Cohen is serving a 3-year prison sentence, and interviewed him there because they're investigating whether the Trump organization violated any state laws relating to those hush money payments to women. One question that investigators are focusing on is whether the Trump organization had falsified any business records, which could violate the the state law. So they went last month, soon after they subpoenaed the Trump Organization and American Media, the publisher of the National Enquirer, and interviewed Michael Cohen about this. Now, Cohen is one of many people that these state investigators will want to interview. Their investigation is in the early stages, and it began after federal prosecutors had closed their investigation in July. And that's the investigation that Michael Cohen had pleaded guilty to, where he implicated the president in this hush money payment scheme and why he's serving this 3-year prison sentence. So this investigation, again, is in the early stages. A lawyer for the Trump Organization couldn't be reached for comment today, but he previously called this a political hit job. And it just shows that even as one investigation of surrounding the Trump family and the Trump Organization comes to an end, that others continue to pop up. So there's a lot of legal issues still swirling around the president, his business, and his family, Jake.